Let's see how still I can keep y'all. I'm gonna try to keep you still because I'm too lazy to get up. I'm too lazy to get up and look. I have to look at the wall and make sure I don't get anything on the wall from my hair. Anyway, um, so whoever hops on this live, if you want to get into the discussion, you can. But I have some thoughts because, again, whenever I feel something, I start talking about it. Um, just like a lot of things that we heard throughout our lives, you can't take anybody with you, and spirituality is a personal journey, things like that. When these things come up to me, I want to talk about them. So today I I realized a whole new meaning to the meek shall inherit the earth. Sometimes when you're on a spiritual journey, you don't even realize what you're doing, you know? Like, the puzzle pieces fit together after a lot has already been done. Even if you can tell the future per se, you still don't have all the details, right? And you just have this feeling like this needs to be done, that needs to be done, whatever. Um, and you move. If you trust spirit and you have a connection, you make the moves you need to make without even knowing exactly why. You see what I mean? And there's a lot of people right now that are probably going through what I'm going through. So that's another reason why I'm doing this video. And most likely, when those people see the title of this video, they're going to be attracted to it and they're going to listen to it because we will be all on the same frequency. Do you see what I mean? That's pretty much how it works with these YouTube videos. And that's why it's important that when you feel passionate about something, to speak on it because you're not the only one feeling that way. Um, so the meek shall inherit the earth. Now, I don't want to get into the technical term of what the word meek means. Like, I am not that type of intellectual being, okay? But from what I understand, that phrase, the meek shall inherit the earth, is all about people that are not um, attached to material gain, material things, people who are not, that don't require a lot, you know? That's what I understand meek to be. I don't like to say things like, oh, and I'm wondering if y'all can hear it. I hope y'all can't hear my kid in the background. He's got death metal going, and I'm over here talking about Bible stuff. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I don't like to think of it in terms of the poor shall inhabit the earth, or this person is more holy than you because they have less than you. I don't believe that that's what it's about at all. Do you see what I mean? I think it's a whole nother meaning because you can have millionaires out there and you won't even know that they are because they're driving the same car that you're driving. You see what I mean? So I really feel like the term the meek shall inherit the earth has much to do with your carbon footprint, your give and take when it comes to the universe, right? Um, it doesn't mean that you can't have. It doesn't mean that you can't have a lot. It's what you do with what you have that makes you that person that is part of the group that inherits the earth or whatever, right? Um, it is an individual thing. So, like, the way that I see it is if you are going through a period of time right now where you seem to be getting rid of stuff on a material level, getting rid of people, just I'm done on like so many levels. you're not doing it like because of some reason, like some psychological reason, or none of that. Like all of the reasons that you can logically think that you're doing it for, that's not even why it's happening. Spirit is moving in your life. Spirit is moving through you. And a lot of times, even when you think you have control, you don't. Um, when you start a spiritual journey, you allow your soul to drive. And you have times where you are a backseat driver and you try to take control of the wheel again. Once you start your journey, you can't switch seats again. Do you see what I mean? So you will do a little backseat driving. So the meek shall inherit the earth. Right now, personally, this is what I'm going through. And I'm telling y'all this because I think some of y'all need this confirmation that you're not the only one, what I call nesting. Something like what a pregnant woman does when it gets close to time for the baby to come. She start cleaning the house and everything. And like right now, even though it's about to be winter, there's a lot of people getting rid of stuff. There's a lot of people that's not out there Christmas shopping. I know y'all seen it in the media. Like this year, a lot of people are not Christmas shopping out there. You see what I mean? If they're gonna get anything, they're gonna get something, off of Facebook or something like that, marketplace or whatever. But there's a lot more people going into a minimalist lifestyle. A lot of it is because they have to, because of the economy, living, food, all of these things that are our birthright to have, our basic needs and things like that are starting to become harder and harder to maintain, to keep. And this is not from being financially irresponsible either, because there's lots of households still struggling and they don't even have all of the luxuries that most people have. You see what I mean? Um, this is all on purpose, though. It's forcing people to come back together. You see what I mean? It's forcing people to operate as the village. We lost the village, and now the village is starting to come back together. We lost that tribal living, that communal living, things like that. You got a lot more people being roommates, a lot more people because you have to at this point. There are people that are leaving their place of birth because the rent is too high, the mortgages are too high. Like they're leaving a place that they probably never intended to leave, all because they can't afford to live there anymore. Um, these things, you can't just say, oh, well, I'm leaving because the rent is too high. Yeah, that's true. But there is another reason behind why you have to leave. You see what I mean? Because if that was the case, then everybody would move everywhere. You see what I mean? Everybody in your whole city would be doing the same thing you're doing, because it's not across the board. There are certain people at certain times that have to make moves. There are certain people at certain times that have to stay where they are. Everybody has their role. Everybody has their own little mission at each period of time. Okay? So there's a lot of people moving around right now. And in my particular case, I don't have all the answers. But for almost a year, I've been feeling this energy like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta start getting rid of stuff. And it's gotten stronger and stronger over the past 30 days. There's this itch to go. Some people have this very insatiable urge to go to another country, go to another state, go to another city. And they don't even know why, but they just know they gotta go. And in most cases, what happens is they lose their job, right? Like the ones that ignore their intuition, and they think that they're crazy or whatever, and then all of a sudden they lose their job and they're like freaking out, thinking to themselves, oh no, what am I going to do? Well, it's because you didn't go on your own. The universe steps in. Now you ain't got no job. Now you got to go find one, and go figure. The job you find requires you to relocate. The whole point was to get you to move. You see what I mean? So a lot of that is happening right now. Okay. So if you're nesting, or if you have this feeling like you just not supposed to be where you are anymore, it's not for nothing. I'm not telling you to just take off. I'm just telling you that you're not crazy. Okay. Because some of y'all, it's a big deal. Like for me, it's about moving to another country. Who up? I can't just up and move to another country. You know what I mean? I got 4 kids. So this is not something where I'm telling you be irresponsible, blah blah blah. But this is what I am telling you. Honor your intuition and prepare yourself. This is how you prepare yourself. Get rid of anything you don't need. First of all, because that's the feeling, that's the energy, that's what this energy is about. You're packing light because you need to be prepared for movement. This doesn't mean you got to sit in an empty house or an empty apartment, but there's lots of things like Christmas decorations, other seasonal decorations, stuff sitting in your attic, stuff sitting in closets you haven't used in forever. All that stuff needs to go. That way, when you get called at the last minute, because I'm telling y'all, a lot of last minute stuff is gonna happen throughout this month. It's gonna come quick. We're gonna need to make some fast decisions, okay? Between now and the end of January, it's gonna be a lot of movement, a lot of surprises, and they're going to require you to make some moves, okay? So you want to be ready for whatever moves you have to make. So if you've been having this intuition that you are no longer going to be where you are, if you've been having dreams about moving, most likely that energy is coming soon. So just the best preparation you can have is mentally and emotionally. There's no amount of physical preparation for anything in life ever. People be thinking they have it all together and they still don't. They will still tell you, man, but when it actually happened, I realized I still wasn't ready no matter what I did. That's just life. But you react to the situation differently when you are mentally and emotionally prepared. And that's when you have to be truthful about your intuition. You see what I mean? There's a difference between the person that says, oh no, I'm just crazy, I'm not going to pay attention to that, and keep on humming along and ignoring their intuition. That person, when shit hits the fan, for that person, they're in shock, they're worried, they're concerned, they're in distress, they have anxiety, and they're basically losing their shit, right? But the person that's getting these inclinations, right? That person that says, you know what? I know something's up. I trust my intuition. I don't have all of the details. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and this because this is what I can control. I'm going to be okay with or without these items. I'm going to be okay with or without this service, right? Just in case something does happen, even though I don't have the 100%, details. And then when that thing does happen, that person was already mentally and emotionally prepared. So they know to breathe. They already expected it, even though they don't know, hey, Audrey, what's going on. If you have an expectation of something, like your kid is going to throw a fit because they do it every single day, you stop getting pissed off about it every morning because that's what they're going to do. It's a pattern, right? You already know, so it's your choice how you want to react to it. So when you listen to your intuition and you don't have all the answers, deal with what you can control. Follow your gut and whatever it's telling you to do, but don't leave practicality out of it. Right now, I don't know why, I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff right now. I don't even plan to leave my apartment until May, per the lease agreement, right? But I feel like this is just one of my theories. The reason why I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff right now is because if I wait until closer to May, it's going to be harder for me to sell stuff and get rid of stuff. Right now, the energy is primed for me to do it now, and I'm not going to miss it. This is not something that I use every day or nothing like that. So I'm cool with being without it. And at the same time, what's going to happen is I'm going to be used to not having these things because I'm preparing myself for the lifestyle that I've been trying to manifest. And it's going to be a lifestyle where I can't even have all these things anyway. You see what I mean? So I'll get to have a few months without these things so that I can condition myself for my new lifestyle. This is the way that I see it. But at the same time, another scenario is stay ready because something's coming and it may not be like you planned it. So just don't have as much stuff to deal with when this thing shows up. You see what I mean? I don't know when what's happening, but I'm open to the possibilities. And I'm making movements based off of how I feel. You know, so the practicality of the situation is, well, if nothing does happen and I'm still here in May, I'll still be moving out properly. I will have less stuff that I have to deal with. You see what I mean? And things will still be going as planned. Um, but in the event that something happens before then, I won't have so many things to deal with. And my mental and emotional body won't freak out. And I'll be able to focus and make the right decisions in that moment, you know? So the meek shall inherit the earth. It is not what you think. It's not what you think at all. They're not talking about just poor people living on the streets and things like that. That's not an automatic. It's not concrete. It's not solid. You know what I mean? This is about give and take. This is about packing light. This is about currency, energetic currency. You know, you have something, you use it, you give it. That's what you do with energy. And everything is energy, even material objects. So I think we're having to move away from this whole this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Because we're moving into an energy era where everything is fast and there's an exchange. You know what I mean? It's the air. The air doesn't just stand still. It keeps moving. So things are not going to be so concrete anymore. So we're not going to be able to just hold on to things because there's going to be so many new things coming. We're going to be constantly emptying out our hand. And if you're not a person that's used to emptying out your hands, you will have a hard time receiving. And that's what will make you not inherit the earth. You see what I mean? You can't inherit anything if you don't have no room for it. So you really got to get into the practice of letting go. If you're a person that has a whole lot, but you're of service to your community and you're a giving person, you know, you have that current going. If you're a person that doesn't have a lot and you're of service to the community, and you're still a giving person, you have that current going. I'm talking about the people who want to hold on to stuff and they don't want to help others and they're just mine. I worked hard for this. You didn't put in on this. You can't have this, blah, blah, blah. Those people are creating blockages for themselves. I can see why. And it doesn't matter what state of wealth you're in. You know, you could be in a one bedroom apartment or a mansion and have that mentality, and it will have you stuck. You will not inherit the earth. And don't take it literally. They're not talking about literally inheriting the earth. You see what I mean? They're talking about being able to continue living here. You know? They're talking about a whole nother reality, a whole nother space. But I'm not going to get into that with y'all. I'm not. But I want you to think about it. The meek shall inherit the earth. That means your baggage. You can't keep carrying stuff around, whether it be emotional, material, blah, blah, blah. Things come and they go. Currency. Exchange, give and take, up, down, left, right, hot, cold. You know what I mean? Um, we may be inheriting another earth that's not this one. You see what I mean? You don't know what you're getting. I don't know what I'm getting. But I know that I'm not going to take that literally. You see what I mean? Um, so think about it. And think about what you're doing when it comes to material and service. Okay? Because people are making moves. You may not know what they're doing or why they're doing it, but I know you can see it around you. People are making some real drastic moves right now because they feel it. Just saying. Um, so I guess it's up to you what it means to inherit the earth, what it means to be meek, you know. Definitely leave comments even though nobody you weren't here for the live. Leave comments and tell me what you think because yeah, I just realized some things. I just realized what I was doing in my own life. Like I'm getting another puzzle piece basically, you know. Anyway, have a beautiful day and talk to you later.